Imagine a country on the edge of civil war. Decades of oppression, millions of victims, a nation divided by race, fear, and anger. Now imagine the man who spent 27 years in prison suddenly becoming president. Most people expected revenge, but instead, he told a different story. A story powerful enough to transform an entire nation. That man was Nelson Mandela, and what he did next reveals one of the most important secrets of leadership. Human beings do not only live through facts, we live through stories. Stories tell us who we are, what we have suffered, what future is possible. When Mandela became president in 1994, South Africa was trapped between two dangerous narratives. For the black majority, a story of injustice and oppression. For many white citizens, a story of fear and survival. Two stories, one country, and those stories were incompatible. Mandela understood something most leaders ignore. If the national story remained unchanged, political reforms would not prevent violence. So he did not begin with laws, he began with a new story. Instead of telling a story of revenge, Mandela proposed a radically different narrative, a story of reconciliation. He argued that South Africa could become something the world had rarely seen, a country where former enemies could build a shared future. This vision was not naive, it was strategic. Because Mandela knew that institutions alone cannot stabilize a nation. People must believe in a shared destiny. That belief was reinforced through the creation of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Instead of hiding the past, the commission invited victims and perpetrators to tell their stories publicly. Pain was not erased, but it was transformed into a collective memory. Then came one of the most extraordinary storytelling moments in modern leadership, the 1995 Rugby World Cup final. At the time, rugby represented the identity of the white Afrikaner community. Many black South Africans saw the Springbok jersey as a symbol of apartheid. Mandela made a surprising decision. He entered the stadium wearing that very jersey. The crowd, mostly white supporters, froze in disbelief. Then something unexpected happened. They began chanting his name. In that moment, the meaning of the symbol changed. The jersey was no longer a symbol of division, it became a symbol of unity. Mandela had rewritten the story. Mandela demonstrated something profound about leadership. Leaders do not only manage institutions, they shape how societies understand themselves. Mandela's leadership worked at three levels: policy, symbol, story. His personal journey strengthened the narrative. After 27 years of imprisonment, he could have chosen bitterness. Instead, he chose reconciliation. His life became the embodiment of the story he was telling. If he could forgive, perhaps the nation could too. History often remembers leaders for their power. But Mandela's greatest power was something else. He changed the story a nation believed about itself. And when the story changed, the future became possible. Because in the end, leadership is not only about authority, it is about something far more subtle: the ability to shape the stories through which people imagine their destiny. And sometimes, a single story can rebuild an entire nation.